Hi everyone, I'm Sean McFall, a spatial analyst with Trout Unlimited. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Steelheaders Conservation Atlas to evaluate restoration opportunities. What I'm going to demonstrate is tools that will allow you to determine where no acute habitat stressors exist, where stream temperatures may be limiting in the future, where restoration may help mitigate those increasing stream temperatures, and where stream temperature monitoring outside of already existing monitoring may be appropriate. All right, let's get started. All right, let's begin by going to the Conservation Atlas. Scroll on down, click on the map. Let's wait for it to load. Let's begin by searching for your area of interest. So here I'm going to search for this national forest. And then to make sure that I'm within the boundary of the forest when I'm looking at the other data layers, I'm going to turn on the U.S. Forest Service layer in conjunction with the conservation strategy layer. So I know when I'm looking at that conservation strategy, it's within the national forest. So these shapes, these brown shapes that are within the black outline, which is now blue, I am going to look at these because I know they're within that forest boundary. I look at the legend for this layer and I see that the brown means restore population, so I'm going to stick to those. Specifically, we're just going to look at this river. Now we know that the conservation strategy is to restore here, but we also want to check and make sure that the distribution is sound as well. So we'll switch over to legend for this layer 2, and we'll note that the steelhead distribution has winter and summer steelhead present. Next we'll look at the ownership outside of the forest. So now we'll look at the legend for the protected areas data set, or the ownership data set. We'll note that the green is the U.S. Forest Service, which makes sense because it's within the black outline, and then the colors on the outside denote other agencies. So we know that it's maybe protected, but some other white areas are private. Now we're going to look at the stream temperature models. We're going to look at historic data, so we know generally what it is and what it has been. So we'll click on that and we'll observe the temperature for this section of the river. 14.3 degrees Celsius. Now we'll switch over and compare that to stream temperature models. This one is for 2080. And we'll note a almost like 2-degree increase in Celsius. So this area, if it stays the same, will potentially have increased temperatures in its streams, which, as we all know, is not good for steelhead habitat. So let's take a closer look at this corridor and see what's going on. So what I did is I switched over to the base map imagery, and now I think we can see that additional streamside vegetation could mitigate future temperature increases. It's definitely well forested, but it looks like there's some definite logging history in here. So this area may provide a good opportunity for restoration. One last note is you can look at the previous areas where exactly where the stream temperatures are collected, so you can know when these future models, that like the 2080 model we looked at, when their data was last collected and extrapolated from. So we'll note here the sample years were 2010 and 2011. If you're interested in a more in-depth stream monitoring web map, I'll link it right here. Hope this tool has helped.